top dogs from the franchise, the most revenue, right?
Woof, woof.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Come on.
We got Charles in Dallas. Good to have you guys here. I think it's the first time we do a podcast together.
Yeah,
all in one room.
So.
Yeah.
We very rarely see each other.
Yeah.
And especially...
a couple times a year.
That's right.
Yeah. When we do see each other, though, it's pretty electric.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
So we're in August. The year, at least to me, it feels like it's gone by so quick.
Absolutely.
And we're almost there to the end of the year.
Yeah.
How are things going? Like...
I'd say things in our business here. So we're operating in Southern Alberta, mainly Calgary. It's been interesting because this has been the wettest year I've ever seen out of like all my years doing this. Like I think they're recorded right now. Like this has been like the third wettest summer in like the history of Calgary.
Wow.
So that's really pushed us back a lot. So
Yeah.
I know as soon as we're flying back to Calgary, right now our goal is to get more people in the door. Because I think we're like 3 weeks behind our production, and we end a little bit earlier than you guys. So we've got about 5 weeks to really just push out that last probably 200 grand is what we're gonna go for.
Yeah.
In that last month. So yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, like any other business and any years, you're always gonna have your issues, and it's all about working around them and finding solutions. And yeah,
because you have a bit of at the beginning of the year, before the spring comes along, like we get good weather starting in what, April?
Oh yeah.
March sometime?
This year was a bit late. We were pretty wet this year.
Really? And down in Victoria, we were a bit early.
Yeah. Yeah. I think our production season started in April. So
yeah. But you're on the your exterior season, when does it start?
Usually it starts in May, but like we were actually lucky this year. We started like middle of April.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
so
it's not that bad.
yeah, not bad at all.
Okay, it's because you got the off day that it starts snowing too, right? Like in the after April as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that going on, and then now you have the rain. So it's like your business is like the exterior season for you is very well diminished.
It's condensed.
It's very condensed.
Definitely.
That's crazy. So how do you manage that? Like what's...
We work longer hours and we work weekends, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Like we kind of set that expectation with people we onboard, especially we find this year alone, we've had a lot of people move from, places like British Columbia over to Calgary. And that's like the first expectations we set with them is like, hey, like we're not a weekend off company. Like you're going to see like Calgary's super bipolar. Like it's going to say it's not going to rain this week. And the next thing you know, you're off like Tuesday, Wednesday, and half of Thursday. So you're powering it through the weekend.
Yeah.
And just kind of setting those expectations straight with people kind of prevents you running into problems in the future. So that's just kind of how we do it. We're always going.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a weather-dependent industry, right? Well, exterior painting. And do you have a bunch of interior projects that you can throw people into once in a while?
Unfortunately not. Like we really, like, I don't know, maybe it's because we don't advertise for them, or maybe I should say I and not we, but
yeah.
Like I'll get, like the only time I really get interior jobs is cabinets. But I just have like one guy I trust my cabinets. Like that's like, you have to be really precise. Yeah. It's really finicky work to do. So I don't just give out cabinets to everyone.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So no, I'd say interior work is pretty hard for us to come across, especially in the summertime.
Right. And what do you think that is? Is that because of first of all, how many streams of marketing are you doing right now?
So we've got just 3. We got home shows. We do lots of those.
Yep.
We actually have another home show next month. Facebook marketing, that's been amazing. Shout out to Paint Launch, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. And then door-to-door. That was really good. Unfortunately, our door-to-door team kind of died down a little bit. I find this happened to me like this year and last year. I don't know if that's just me failing as a leader or if it's just people kind of want to venture off in the middle of summer. They realize like it's a very difficult position to work in, and people end up wanting to do other trades or careers. And
That's right. I mean, I think door to door is a short-lived position. Like it's not meant to be multiple years. It's for somebody that's trying to transition from, maybe into a sales role in the future, learning about business. And it's one of those positions where if you don't nurture the employees or keep close to them, it can be very repetitive, very mundane, and they start like, it all depends on your expectations, and also if you take it seriously as a leader to be like, no, this is a real job, and not give them as much flexibility, because then they'll start going like, I can go another day, I'll skip, and then that translates to, I'll just find another job, right? Because in order to really reap the benefits of door knocking, you need to be good at it
and personable.
Yeah,
people you need to have a personality where people actually want to talk to you. If you're going to be a robot at the door, they'll just be like, not interested.
Yeah, but it's such a good way to get leads, and at a very cost efficient expense. Like, so I'd say like it's a really good way, but it does take a bit of time. As a leader also, like I had a really good door knocking team at the beginning of the year. We had close to 7, but because I got caught up in sales and I got caught up in other problems of the business, I stopped paying as much attention to them. I stopped doing my own like weekly calls, and in a span of 2 months, I'm back to 1 person. And it's just like, but it's not them, it's me at the end of the day.
Yeah, no,
so I gotta say, we didn't even knock on 1 door this year.
Really?
No.
Oh my goodness.
No way.
Well, you didn't need to, because everybody's calling you now.
Yeah. I think building a reputation is really good. Like we got so many callbacks from previous clients and referrals that set us off right away. And we did have a few clients that were pushed to spring of this year from last year. Only about maybe I think 3 or 4. So we already had some in the books ready to start, So in April, we basically crushed out all those jobs that were from last fall. And then from I think January to April, I was just signing contracts all over the place.
Left and right.
And it was mostly just from Facebook ads.
Wow.
And I think people in my region, from central Vancouver Island, Nanaimo, Parksville, Qualicum, there's an older demographic, and a lot of them are pretty wealthy oceanfront kind of homes. They're not really wanting to have people knock on their doors, like if they want something done, they'll reach out. And we got a lot of reach outs from all those people. So we had absolutely no problem booking our whole season for exteriors.
Did you do door knocking in your first year?
We did, yeah, and extensive.
Was it how successful was that?
It was quite successful. We started with a crew of about 4 or 5, and then we just we filtered it down to 2, and the 2 guys that we had were really experienced door knockers. Like one of them had experience selling solar panel stuff in Texas, and he was down there. He's really personable guy. And then the other one, he had a lot of experience too, and their personalities just really worked. They were getting like, up to 10 leads a day. So like that turned into estimates.
They were converting them?
They were, leads that were going into estimates. So they were getting tons of leads, but a lot of them were turning into estimates. So, cause they just had the right approach, I guess.
Yeah.
And I didn't really coach them because I don't know how to do it, but they already had experience, doing door-to-door marketing. So I think it really helps to find some people that have some experience doing that.
Yeah.
Before, it just pays to have some experience, right?
Totally. You mentioned like this year you've gotten lots of referrals.
Yeah.
Do you kind of have like a referral system in your business, or?
We've been giving out gift cards. Okay. So we had this one family, they signed for an exterior. We hadn't even done their job yet. But because I had talked to them, so much during the estimating process, they referred us to their best friends, and then they signed. So and these were both 5-figure jobs, the first family were just like, yeah, we really liked him so much. We referred our best friends, and they hadn't even had any work from us yet.
But that's the first impression.
Yeah, it was out of
the first impression.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's funny how that happens, right? Because like it happens to us too.
Yeah.
Whereas like we get all these referrals, and like you said, we haven't even touched anything on our house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
that's
applies,
where personality comes into play.
but then it applies a lot of pressure because if you mess one up, you know the other ones are gonna be like, never mind. Yeah. So
and going a little bit extra, just doing the little extra thing. Like we had this one oceanfront property, beautiful house, right? And in the end, he said to me, you know, we had 3 quotes. One company was university students, and that was like thousands of dollars more. And I said, that's probably because they thought that the job was going to take 2 weeks, you know, and whatever. But he said the other company, you and the other company were only $200 difference, like not even $200. And I said, well, you know, what swung it our way? And he said, well, when you came over, I was doing a little bit of prep work on the fascia, and you said that I should put some oil primer on that end because it was still raw wood. And he said, you gave me a little yogurt container of oil primer from your van. And he's like, that little extra push just gave you guys the job. And I was like, well, thanks, man. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Oh, wow.
that's awesome.
So just those little things, like noticing something about the client, like, and just going a little bit extra, or just being, you know, being kind enough to notice something about them and to help them in some way. It got us that job.
I think it comes from genuinely caring.
Yeah.
And not having commission breath, like just wanting like, oh, I need to sell,
Exactly.
It's about me, but instead of it's about them and making sure that they got their set.
100%. I've really found that building relationships is what this business is about. And like I was saying with Jamie, like this job satisfaction for me is transforming someone's home into something that they can really be proud of. And they're going to be happy that, like, 1, they've protected their investment. 2, they've transformed that living space into something that they can feel really comfortable and happy about, because it's like, we got new colors, you know, or our place looks beautiful now, and they can feel good about it. And that's a great thing about what we do.
I can see why you're selling left and right. Yeah. You're good at painting pictures. Also, like just like, you know, being personable. You show that you're actually genuine. Authenticity sells. And also, like, I don't know if you're intending to, but you are a really good salesman. Like,
thanks.
It's just I think it's natural. I think it has to do with your personality as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously. What's your approach? I'm curious as to because I think even though we're under the franchise and we have similar systems and we have the same software, we have our little touch, right? That's unique to each one of us. So I'm just curious, like, what's your approach when you're doing the walk around and presenting the quote? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I'd say big part of it is also like painting the image. I think that's always very important. Trying to, you know, like one thing I do is I bring a color fan deck too.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've actually started doing too, and I don't want to share the sauce right now.
We want to know the sauce.
I mean, I love to share the sauce with you guys, totally. But when you're kind of going around with your color fan deck and you're picking the colors, especially with the wives, and you start to tell them, you know, like painting that picture with them, showing them, yeah, your stucco would look really nice in this color. And then you're really getting in depth into that. And then once I'm done my walk around, I've started putting the pictures in like ChatGPT with those colors.
Yeah.
And then I'll show them that. And that's it. That's like, you've painted the picture solid there. And yeah, we just started doing that like very, very recently. But I've gotten really great feedback from homeowners and husbands being like, yeah, my wife really wants to go with you because you know what she wants and you're the guy that we trust. And
excellent.
And even though they'll come out sometimes and say like, yeah, you were a lot more expensive, but my wife said you're the guy that we trust. So that's been huge for me, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
One thing I've noticed about ChatGPT is that, say you want, okay, I want the stucco to look like, you know, white dove, and I want the fascia to be, you know, sea serpent blue. It'll come out, but not the actual colors. Like, it'll be close,
Yeah.
but it's not exact. And I had a few clients kind of get mad that it's like, oh, you mixed up the colors. It's not the right colors. And I was like, hey, this is ChatGPT. It's not, it's still in its early stages. So it's not going to nail it right exactly perfect with the color tone.
Really. I found I was having like some issues like that too.
Yeah.
I actually upgraded and like I pay the subscription for
Smart.
it now. And I find that helps a lot. Like it's still
the
never
free
going to be
kind of gives you
yeah, it'll never be 100%.
Yeah.
But again, it's all about setting the expectation.
To be honest, as a business owner, I think everybody should have the paid version of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And especially with the one that just came out, the 5, whatever it's called.
They're making huge advancements all the time.
It's such a great tool. Eventually, everything's going to go that direction. And if you're not catching up, you're going to be left behind, hands down. And so I use ChatGPT all the time.
Yeah.
Writing emails, responding, even business planning. I'm like, I put all the input. I tell them my scenario. I tell them what the outcome I want, and it just gives me I might not follow it step by step, but it gives me
tweak it. Right?
Yeah, it gives me great ideas. But going back to the ChatGPT thing that you do, it's like a
mock-up.
Like a mock-up. It's that's where you start adding value. And that's where you separate yourself from just a price tag.
Yeah.
Like from the other contractors just providing a quote. It's like, well, yeah, but did they show you what it would look like? Did they test patches for you? Did they spend the time, or they just like took quick measurements and left? Or they actually presented, not just to, sell it to you, but asking you, show you that you guys are the right fit. All of those things add up to create the value that makes it worth going with you. And that's where people, when I talk to other contractors in Victoria, they're like always going down on price. It's crazy. It's like, no, like the market. I'm like, no, like I don't go down on price. I'm going up on price.
No, 100%.
Because of all these things. So it's not a problem. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I'm just giving them a price. I'm like, well, that's why.
Yeah,
dude.
and especially like I'm finding this in Calgary too. There's so many new outfits this year.
Oh yeah.
And that's all it is every time. It's like, oh, it's a lower price. And then homeowners sometimes will like show you their quote, and it's like something they text to them. I was like, okay, so you're going off that, like that's legally binding to you? And they're like, well, no, like we like that, you went over all the details, how you're going to do the preparation work, what product you're using. It says you're doing 2 coats, you're doing the primer. It's like, we don't care that this guy's cheaper. Like we don't know what he's doing. Mm-hmm. We're not comparing apples to apples. And we've been getting a lot of that this year, just like people writing numbers on paper or like verbals. And yeah, that must be all like the new outfitters or something. And yeah, every time their price is like half. And it's just, it doesn't work for them at all. It's like you said, you gotta keep keeping up with the technology and keep implementing it into your business, and no one's going to be able to keep up.
Yeah. Do you get undercut a lot or no?
I don't really know. I mean,
you're like, I don't know, man. I'm booked up for like the next 2 years.
I've felt from what the feedback that I've had from clients is that our quotes are usually really close to other companies. Like, I don't know. Last year, I felt that I was really, pricing too low. And that's why I signed so many last year. It's because I was probably the lowest quote. But this year, I've definitely adjusted my prices because, for one, we have a really incredible crew that gets through projects quickly and efficiently, and satisfaction is guaranteed. But the prices are definitely higher than last year. But I'm having no trouble still filling our schedule, But I think as far as competition in this region, we're pretty close,
Yeah. Would you agree that on your first year, the reason why you were lowering your prices, or because we have a quotation, we have a standard that we go off of. Obviously, as we spend more years in the industry, we kind of tweak it to our liking. But I think, and this happened to me, I don't know if this happened to you, when I first started, I would purposely lower my prices out of fear that I wouldn't get any jobs.
Yeah,
and that was
part of
a
it.
huge mistake for my part, at least.
Absolutely.
And
another reason for me is because I would forget the masking on every job. And I'd be like, I forgot I need to add another 10 hours of labor. And I was just like, oh crap.
Yeah.
I definitely experienced that going into Wilson Pro my first year last year. Like knowing that my revenue goal was triple what I was trying to achieve from Scholar's Edge, yeah, I had that fear too, where, you know, in the preseason, I was, you know, giving like discounts here and there, just really wanting to get the work. And yeah, once we started production, I was like, oh man.
What
I just like, I was looking, going through Zoho, seeing how many more of these jobs I had. I was like, oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But that's how you learn, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. So if you listen to this, like, don't lower your prices. It's actually, if you think about it, there's no benefit to that whatsoever.
Not at all.
Like, from any angle that you want to analyze it to, like, there's no benefit. You can give a slight discount, you know, but it has to come from a place of like, okay, well, I'm giving you a discount in return of this. You're helping me and I'm helping you.
Yeah.
But if you're just giving a discount out of need for a job, you're pretty much putting the rope.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so we don't actually give discounts just because there's a purpose behind it. You're either, you know, joining my schedule at a time where I got a space, and you're helping
signing
me.
bonus,
Early signing. You're helping me get the winter booked up, whatever it is, but there's a reason behind it. Otherwise, the price will go up, you know?
No, I actually very rarely give discounts now. I find people will rather get something for free than a discount. Like, if I toss in a free garage door on a full exterior, they're a lot more happy about that than a 5-10% discount. So I've just kind of stuck with that now. The free doors, garage doors. If there's just a little bit of shakes, like, hey, yeah, we'll put one coat of oil stain over top of them. Just don't worry about it. It's included. It's like, what? Really?
I'll do this for you.
Yeah. It's like, of course, I like you, man. I'll do this for you. Don't worry about it. And that goes a lot further.
It goes a long way.
Yeah. Totally.
And everybody else does it too. Like, everybody, like all the other painting companies are a 10% discount, 15%. It's so overly saturated. I have one that's giving out 25% discount.
Whoa.
And we actually went for coffee. I know the guy, and we sat down. I'm not going to mention any names, but we sat down. I'm like, okay, we got to talk about that Facebook advertisement that you have going on. 25% discount. How? And he's like, bro, obviously it's not 25. I'm like, okay, well, like, now you're deceiving.
Yeah, he puts it up by 20.
Yeah, I'm like, well, now you're deceiving. And I'm like, do you really think clients don't know? When they compare the prices and then they see your original price, which is off the charts, and then you come down to what is actually market level, like, people, and then they'll feel off about that and they won't go with you.
It's dishonest.
It's dishonest. Yeah. And then it sets the expectation of how things are going to go, you know, for the rest of the project.
Yeah. You know, going back to the freebies and stuff, you know, we like to do a single door or, you know, throwing in a little bit. But one of the subs that we were working with, he would never do that. He'd be like, oh, this took 3 coats. It's going to be another $100 from, you know, he's always trying to nickel and dime everything. Like, oh, I had to put in an extra hour, so I need more money. And
See what the problem with that mentality is, they see it in a short term period.
Absolutely.
They don't think about the longevity of that relationship and how much money they're going to be spending with you over a period of time. Like, it could be even for a
relationships,
lifetime.
Man.
Or a lifetime.
Relationships.
Absolutely. So that one door that you might have cost you, what, $50-$60 out of your pocket to produce, in between labor and products, it may turn into a referral, or like they want the exterior of the house next, and then if they move 2 years down the line to a different home, you're going to be the painter. But they don't think about that. Their
son or daughter has a new house, and they're like, oh, they got to do the interior. Get these guys, because they were nice to us. Yeah.
It's an investment that you have to do up front, right?
Yeah.
So, pretty cool. I want to talk about hiring. So you guys, you have a different model, I think, than us. You do have a lot of subs, right?
Yeah, this year I've really converted over to mainly subs.
What's the reason behind that?
Honestly, I've had really bad experience with employees. In my opinion, like, from what I experienced, like, if you are a super experienced painter looking for work, there's probably a reason behind it.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Yeah. And the truth is I find the best people you bring in the company as employees are usually the guys that don't really have much experience, and you grow those people within your company. But that being said, that's a lot of time invested into people, which, you know, sometimes we're happy to do. But I just find with the subcontractors, sometimes you're able to just completely skip that, because subcontractors will have a complete different mindset. They're thinking about how they're representing their company and now your company, and they want to be, foot in the door with your company. So they're willing to go the extra mile just to make sure everyone's happy at the end of the day. Obviously, that to be said, you always hear bad stories with subcontractors, and I'm not going to say I've had no bad experience. Yeah. I'm sure we all do. We all get bad experience with subcontractors, but I think it goes with painters too. Overall, I think you just save a little bit more time in the initial investment going the subcontractor route. We still do have some employees, like guys we brought in last year, that are still around, and yeah, it took a lot of time to, train them and teach them a lot of things, but yeah, no, that's amazing.
How do you filter a good subcontractor or a bad subcontractor?
You ask for referrals, you test them out on very small projects with, a project manager supervising the entire time. Honestly, nowadays, I don't even interview like painters or subcontractors anymore. It's like, you want to talk highly about yourself? Awesome. Meet me at this address tomorrow at 9:00. Let's see what you're about.
You're more like show me kind of thing.
Show me. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't need people to tell me.
100%. And sometimes it's not really all about like quality. Obviously, quality really matters. To me, I'd rather have, a painter or subcontractor that's 8 out of 10 painting skills, but is very clean and has good communication with a client versus a guy that is perfect, super good on budget, but is sitting there, trash ladders, doesn't talk to the customer, and just walks off the job site. Yeah. I'd much rather have that. So I look for that too. It's not all about just the skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's your experience?
So I've used subcontractors here and there, but and really there hasn't been any nightmares from it, but it's just not up to the quality and the reliability as my crew. We have a really experienced crew chief, like a leader, and he, we do all the hiring, just Tara and I, right? So Tara does the vetting. This year has been incredible. She's, we try to get younger people that have more energy. We try to get people that are sober. That's a big thing in this industry. There's a lot of alcoholism and a lot of drug use in the trades in general.
Oh, yeah.
So, getting someone who is sober is a godsend. They're going to get there on time. They're not going to be dragging their ass all day, or like they're going up a 32-foot ladder, You don't want someone who's high or drunk going and doing that,
To get into your business, in Charles' business, you have to be clean and organized. And to get into Dallas' business, you just got to be sober, man.
Well, you should be sober.
Just
come
be
to
sober,
work,
please.
No, but we've really cultivated an incredible crew this year. I'm super proud of them. Everyone is producing really well. We hired these two guys kind of the same week, and first off, they were a bit slow. To their credit, there was no going back over their work. They were doing good work. It just wasn't up to speed, But working with the crew chief, after a few weeks, we started to see it in the numbers. The jobs that they were on in the beginning, we were getting, 30 to 33% profit. After about 3 weeks, we started to get 35 to 38. And then now we're consistently getting over 40%.
Oh my goodness.
On all the jobs that those guys are working on. So there's been a huge uptick in production for those guys just from being in the crew and learning how to mask faster.
Yeah.
How to paint fascia fast. Use a 3-inch brush, man. Use a lot of paint. Don't be scared of putting paint on that fascia because we don't want to have to do 3 coats, Put that first coat on real thick and then second coat, just make sure it's all uniform. And that's really helped a lot.
Yeah.
Just teaching people little tricks that make things go faster.
It makes a difference in the world. Yeah.
Just little things like instead of using 5 pieces of tape, use 1, Like,
or even the baseboards when they're doing like masking the baseboards.
Yeah.
So they're cutting every little piece and
Oh my
just
God.
adjust it. It's the one single piece, and you just flatten it
Yeah.
out, keep using the same roller, and move
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
and it's just one single strip.
Yeah, and when
makes-
you're taking it off, it's a lot easier.
It's
too,
a lot
you know?
easier.
Like, and just little things that increase efficiency has it's done huge things for our numbers, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm more. I think my style of production and hiring is more like your style.
Yeah.
Because I do appreciate having direct employees. Yes, it's longer in investment and sometimes it's a huge headache.
Yeah.
But I have guys that are with me from when I was with Scholar's Edge. That's
Build loyalty.
That's 5 years ago, and I remember how many times I thought about firing them, and how many times I've sat down and with them and be like, dude, this is not working out. But they put in the work, and now they're either in a management position or they're like a crew chief making really good money, and they never thought they would be in this position. But it is that investment, initial investment, and has long-term effects. And I think that's better at a longer term period of time. The subs, I just find that they're not as bought in just because they have other options. They could have another company and be like, okay, well, I'll give you a little bit more per square footage, right? And goodbye. And from having 3, 5, 6 different subs, you have 0 all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But if you build a nice company culture, you build the loyalty, you care for your direct employees, they feel like, there's more than just the business relationship. They're in there for a long haul, and especially when you need them to stay. Hey, can you stay a little extra hour? Can you come in on a Sunday? I know it's a Sunday, but they'll do those things for you if you really take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's important to like really foster good relationships with the employees and just build loyalty. And one thing that we noticed over the course of time, like when you have an employee that is just there working by the hour. He's not like, there's no urgency. There's no, out. Bye. That kind of stuff doesn't fly with us. There's got to be a real team mentality. There's got to be a sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a sense of like, this project is going to wrap up tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we got to do what we got to do to get that happening. Let's wrap this tomorrow. Boom, it's going to be done. Everyone works together on that.
Yeah.
And there's no one falling behind, just sitting on their headphones and just working by the hour.
Yeah.
It's not the way we roll.
Are you guys still hiring people by the hours, or have you guys implemented piecework?
I don't do piecework. I just do by the hour, but we also like to give monthly bonuses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, monthly, end of the month. We give a bonus.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's all to do with mathematics, like, who's on what project. Because, we have a crew of 8 members, and usually it's 4 and 4. We have 2 projects going at once. Sometimes we break it into 3 projects, depending on size of them and stuff. But we're mostly doing pretty big houses. So we're doing teams of 4 and just crushing them, And, basically it comes down to the profitability of each job, and we keep it all in a spreadsheet. At the end of the month, we see, obviously the guys that are more experienced, that work faster, get bigger bonuses, right?
Do you make it known to the rest?
We don't tell them what each of them is getting.
Really?
If they decide to tell each other, fine. I'm okay with it.
Wouldn't you even contemplate making it known? So people are like, oh my goodness, he just made an extra $600 for. Don't you think that would have maybe a positive impact also,
maybe.
like a motivation? Because
Maybe.
I heard from other companies. I have a friend that's in Ontario, and he makes it known.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, hey guys, we gotta have a meeting. We get everybody, and this is your bonus. This is your bonus, and people see it. That they see.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this guy working his ass off, and now he's every freaking month he's getting an extra bonus. I want to get up to there.
Yeah. Well, there's things like, this guy can spray really well.
Mm-hmm.
2, he's got a truck. He can haul stuff around for us.
Yeah.
And like when we close a job, he can take all the ladders, all the crew kit, all the tools, and bring them back to my house, so I don't have to go there with the van.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little extra things like, oh, this person can pick someone up on the way to the job site and carpool. They get some gas money for that, you know? Like there's always kind of different money incentives going on for people, but everyone knows, you know, if we finish this project a little bit ahead of schedule, or at least on schedule, that we're not going overtime on it, people are going to get a bonus.
Yeah, there's something at the end of the road.
Yeah.
That's good.
And really, another thing is giving positive feedback on their work. I find really incentivizes people too, to have that urgency. Just be like, oh, you guys are doing a great job masking this house. Like, you did the entire front of the house, all 10 windows in like 40 minutes. You guys are killing it.
Hey, can I borrow your crew for one day?
Man, I've got this one guy who can mask. He masks windows tight like a drum, and he is so fast, man. He did a whole house in like an hour.
Oh my goodness.
It was insane. Like probably 20 windows.
That's crazy.
Did it in an hour. Boom. We sprayed that house in 2 days. It was done.
Oh, man. Those are the best kind of jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your second year in Wilson Pro, right? Both of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you had any awe moments in this year that like is like a realization, like, oh my goodness, I'd never thought about this, or you know what, like this is it's just an awe moment? I know mine's, but I'm curious if you had. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but
No, I can't think of anything.
no,
Maybe if you
something that you've learned.
Well, for me, I think it's categorizing clients into like the ones that are really needy, usually are contracts under $2,000. And then the ones that go really smoothly are usually 5-figure contracts. And like, if it's a big, huge house and they're like on the waterfront and they've got a mansion, they're the easiest clients. They never have any sort of gripes or anything. They're like, at the end of the job, they do the walk around and everything's great.
Yeah.
But the people that say you did a $1,300 fascia job, they're like, oh, you didn't fix that little thing up there. And it was like, well, you know.
Yeah, you know what?
gotta-
That's really true. Actually,
It's
I
true.
did learn that this year, and especially contracts under $1,000. Those are like
I don't
the
even
worst.
take those anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm actually like on the fence of not
Yeah?
taking them anymore,
Dude,
And
it's
like
way
it's
more
not
hassle.
even a like perspective of being greedy. It's just the hassle that comes
It is a
with those
hassle.
jobs.
And like, I'm not going to go out of my way and spend days and days, you know, worrying about this job that I'm only making a couple $100. It's like, no way. I'll just say straight off the bat, like, we're not the company for this job. I'll give you a recommendation for one of my subs. Like, if I've got a good relationship with this one sub, I like him. He's a young guy. He does good work. He's not the best as far as quality is concerned, but he gets it done and it looks good and, you know, it's all right. I'll just give him jobs. I'll just be like, here, man, call this guy. Cause it like, I had this one client, he's like, okay, I want you to do just the left side of the back of my house, this door, this one piece of fascia, this and this. And I'm like, okay, let me stop you right there. Like, it's going to be really difficult for me to itemize all of these things for my crew. Like, I could just send one guy here to do this, but he's going, you know, it's more trouble for me to delegate all these different items. You should just hire one painter and you can tell that painter what you want and he can add what you want or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not a Wilson Pro job. This is a job for some,
Yeah.
you know, guy in a truck with a painting brush. Like, that's who you hire.
Yeah.
Because this is not a Wilson Pro job. We'll either do the whole house or, you know, just your trim, but I'm not doing one wall on the back, just on the left side.
Yeah.
And then, you know, one piece of fascia here and one piece of board and batten there. Like, no.
This is why rapport building is so important because, you know, depending on what they say, for example, if that happens, there's an underlying reason behind it. And it just reminds me of, I was just doing a quote the other day before coming here, and it was the same situation. One wall here, one wall, and I kind of stopped her
Yeah.
trucks. I'm like, have you had a painting of a company before? Have you dealt with a paint contract? No, it's usually myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I'm already thinking, okay, so she's never seen a price for painting. So she's probably going to be sticker shocked when she sees it because she's basing it off on her own experience and painting, and she has no idea. So I cut through all that. I'm like, okay, just from my experience, you're looking at probably anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 in this project.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there so you understand. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I want you to be proud. I don't want you to be shocked. And maybe knowing that price, we can maybe focus on things that you can't do yourself depending on your budget. But I'm here telling you not to, because I don't want to work with you. It's just so I can help you do what works for you. And so now the elephant is in the room. It's like uncovered. We can talk about it freely. Yeah. But before, I could sense that she was nervous about the price. I'm like, okay, let's talk about price. Let's keep everything else. Let's see if this is actually going to work out.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I appreciate that. Well, that's really out of my budget. I'm like, okay, so can I suggest maybe doing this and this and this? And now we're in sync.
Yeah.
But before, we were like, she just treated me like another contractor and be like, well, just so you know, I have 3 more clients coming in, and she's nervous and with good reason. But I could sense that. I'm like, okay, let's be direct here.
Yeah.
And now we got more comfortable. I saw her shoulders dropped, and then now we're doing partial of the project.
Physical things like that, like cues.
Yeah.
They're really important in the process, because you'll see when people start getting stressed out.
Yeah.
Shoulders come up, they start, you'll see it in their face, whatever it is. Yeah, trying to get people to relax and just getting to the right, honest truth of what you're trying to reach to here.
Yeah.
Like
that initial, it's always the same, right? When you first reach out to a client, you're talking to them and you're going through the sales process. It's always going to be, their guard's always going to be up, right? So it's your job to, again, try to come on their side, and it's you and the client versus a project, not you versus the other contractors versus them, right? Because then you're going to be just the same as everybody else. So if you can make it seem that you're there to support them and you'll find a solution one way or another, it just makes a whole difference in the world. And a lot of people don't see it that way. And that's why we win more projects and they like us a bit more.
Yeah. It's like, how can we work with you?
Absolutely.
We're not against you here fighting about a price.
We're trying to upsell you.
Yeah, we're trying to help you realize what you want.
Yeah. One of my biggest, I think, just talking about this year, one of my biggest moments, I think, was I'm obviously being too caught up with sales and also helping with the franchise, the corporation, just hiring people, where the direction's going to go and stuff, that I almost forgot to be in touch with my team more. And yes, I have events just to, sprinkle some of that team culture with Tofinos, and I'm taking them to Mexico, some of them and stuff like that. Yeah, which is awesome. But that doesn't change that they still need, as a leader, they still need the attention, the coaching calls, hey, stop by the job site and be like, how you doing, man? Because in previous years, I had a lot of that. And things went better in the production side. And so, like I mentioned before, we have a production problem right now, not a sales problem, where we've oversold, but now the guys are not where they're supposed to in the standards. And I thought that was just the quality of painters that we had, but it's not. It's the leaders that I have. I haven't spent much time with them, coaching them through their ups and downs and how to coach the other painters on how to do their job. And I realized this when a week ago, I actually got on the tools. In a very long time, I haven't painted. Yeah. And I had an opportunity to see that it wasn't the sales, because I thought, well, we're not hitting budget because I'm probably underpricing. It wasn't the sales. And it wasn't the quality of painters or the hires that we were getting. It was the managers that weren't getting trained enough, or I didn't see where the gaps were because I was so distant. And when I got in there and I start working with new hires, people that haven't touched a brush before, at the end of the day, it's painting. It's not fucking rocket science. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if we're supposed to swear, but it just came out. And dude, I got a guy spraying ceilings and interior under 30 minutes. And they sprayed the whole thing. They sprayed the baseboards, everything. He's never touched a sprayer before. But it was the coaching, and we have the touch because we're the business owners and we know what we like and stuff. But I was like, if I can do this, they can do this.
Oh yeah.
But I can't just drop the responsibility on them and be like, I need these outcomes. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
I need to show them how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I realized this year where I'm like, I need to spend more time with my team, showing the love a little bit more. Because even though you have a person in charge, say a production manager or a superintendent with their specific roles, you can't see it from like, this is what I hired you for. Don't talk to me. Because then at the end of the day, it's your business, man.
Yeah, you gotta have business connections there.
Yeah. So that was the biggest awe moment for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I kind of had a awe moment like that too with my manager. I kind of just like would put together the production schedule and I'd be like, here you go, man. Like, just take care of it. Let these clients know we're coming. And then he's like calling me all the time. He's like, man, like, I don't get it. So is this person starting this day? Is this going there? I was like, dude, just read it. Like, right. And then I realized like, hey, like I'm the problem here. Like, I'm just, I'm getting mad inside that I'm like, hey, like, you're supposed to be doing this, but I'm realizing like, I'm not actually properly showing him how to do this.
Yeah.
And I've actually spent a lot more time with him now. And now it's like really good. Like, for example, like this morning I'm at the airport, messages me. He's like, oh, hey, like this is all set up today. This is getting done today. We're starting this and that tomorrow. I'm like, hey, sweet. Awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I spent the time and now it's working.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We find that team chats are extremely important. Feedback from the job site. What kind of issues are we having? How are we doing with our products? Let us know when things like we don't want to over order paint, so we'll start with a $5 first and then like let us know when you need a couple more gallons or whatever,
Yeah.
And all that communication is super important.
Interesting. That's the one thing I really want to like implement in my business. And I try to push for this. And I don't know if it's because I mainly have subcontractors versus employees, but it's so difficult for me to build like a culture where like I can just get everyone in together. Like I try to keep, a group chat active. People just leave reactions. I try to, create events and people are like, oh, no, that's okay, man. I'd rather, be with my family or things like that. I have a really difficult time like breaking that barrier with people and just gather everyone. So it just turns into me basically always going on job sites and, chatting with everyone, and everyone really likes me and I get along with all my guys really well, but I can't make it so they all get along together. Like they don't really have any desire to meet each other.
It's difficult to foster that kind of like camaraderie and like a real cohesive team. Yeah. Right. Personally, I think there's a bit of magic involved. Like there's got to be just got to get the right people with each other. I still have some team members that aren't super social or anything. They keep to themselves. They're very quiet. And in our group chats, 80% of them are just like on site, off site, and that's it. They don't input any other communication. But we do have some people that are like really really effective communicators and just being like, today we're masking soffits, we're masking windows, we're going to spray this, and at the end of the day, it was like we got done the front of the house, the left side and the back, and we just have the right side left. And, like there's certain people that communicate more than the rest of the team. Yeah. So like 80% of the team is just clocking in and out. Yeah. But 20% are actually giving us updates on, how much product they need, how things are going. Oh, it's really windy today, so we're not spraying. We're cutting and rolling everything. It's like, okay, well, do you guys have enough sleeves? Do you have enough, whatever it is? So those kind of things are you have to adapt with what the weather's doing. You have to adapt with, problems that come up. We've been doing a bunch of trim replacement and stuff, and I don't like doing that, but I only have like one guy who's really good at it, So when it comes to like, you get up a ladder, we've done the estimate, but you get up a ladder and then all of a sudden the second story window, the sill is completely rotten. Yeah. And you didn't see it from below. So it's like, oh, are we just going to fill that with wood filler and then Dynapatch the top, or are we going to take that piece of wood out and replace it? That's when I call up the client and say, oh, we'll do this replacement for $75 an hour plus materials. And then they're like, oh, of course, that sounds great. Yeah, please. Yeah. So, but I think the biggest problem we've had this year is every single job, they want to add stuff.
That's a terrible
Yeah,
thing.
oh, that's so awful.
That's
Every
so
single
awful.
job.
Man, I feel so bad for you guys.
Yeah,
Like,
that's awful. That,
Oh, you guys are doing such a great job. Can you do my shed as well? I'm like, or can I know the doors aren't on the quote, but can we
Stop
get all the
giving
doors
me
done?
your money, please.
And then every time I'm just like, oh, you know what? You know, we have a really packed schedule, and like we can do this, but like it's gonna be a lot. You know, like I'm not gonna give
they
you a
go
deal
for
every time. I'm just saying, like I'm really, you know, we are on a tight schedule here. We'll do that 3-panel front door, but it's gonna be $400.
That's crazy.
And they're like, oh, please. So
I feel like there's so much more to talk about. Unfortunately, we're running out of time here, but I would love to have you guys again on a different podcast, because there's a few ideas I'd love to bounce off you. Things that I've been implementing that, you know, I'd love your take on. And but you know, it's been a pleasure to have you guys here. And
yeah, it's nice to rip.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks again, guys.
Yeah.
Good to see you.